Om Namah Shivaya friends, welcome to Dots of Destiny. Today's video is I'm starting the series of the year 2026 as we are already in the mid of November. So 2026 is not very far behind. And however the year 2025 had been, it was erratic, it was hectic, it was quite a bit of difficult year and a lot of things have happened, but still 2026 comes with a promise, because Jupiter, the best planet, is going into exaltation, and that gives a hope, and we live on hope. That is the first thing. We live on positivity, rather that will be a better way of putting the things rather than hope, because positivity is very important. So many people predicted so many things in this point of the time when Rahu and Saturn are both in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Yes, we can predict, but things always do not happen the negative way. Publicity can be done in that way. So I don't talk about the negative aspects too much. But yes, caution is important, and that is what I have done in by this video also, as I'll be making every sign video separately. I will be giving the month wise, just the bullets about it. Like if January is a good month, it's very good. It's difficult, it needs some caution in that way. And I've mentioned the conjunctions over there in for every sign. You can just take a screenshot of that. And the main planetary transit is same for all the signs. Obviously, that is very important. Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu, Ketu transit. The other planets which are important is Mars for the fiery sign, and also definitely for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And Venus is important for the Venusian sign, the Saturnic sign like Aquarius, Capricorn and all. So those wise I have divided the transit of each ascendant. And that screenshot will help you whenever a month comes to go and check what is expected. So that is the first point. Now, coming into the main planetary transits is that let just get through it. I'll just because there are too many dates. Now, Saturn is not changing its sign. Definitely, it is in Pisces to the whole of 2026. Now, Saturn, see, these are rough dates I'm giving you month-wise. January to May month, it will be in Uttar Bhadrapada. And June, July, August, September, it will go to Revati Nakshatra. It will become retrograde over there. Again, from October, it will be starting its journey back in the retrogression motion in Uttar Bhadrapada again. So the theme is definitely mainly Uttar Bhadrapada for Saturn, which is its own nakshatra. Now, Uttar Bhadrapada is definitely, every Saturn's nakshatra had storage of karma. But in my understanding, I have found Uttar Bhadrapada is not very detrimental. Yeah, it is difficult, but not like Purva Bhadrapada. And it gives the result late, but as the pressure builds on, you are able to deliver what is needed in Uttar Bhadrapada, wherever it is situated. And because these nakshatras, Uttar Bhadrapada and Revati, both are a recognition of old soul. Pisces is the final destination, and these two are brilliant nakshatras at the end of Pisces. I really love both the nakshatras, and they give you a sense of spiritual enlightenment and detachment from the things that are not serving you. That many nakshatra does actually. In our astrological nakshatras, the 27 we have, many nakshatra, like suppose Kritika, they cuts you from the things not required. But the sense of Uttar Bhadrapada, that will be panning out this year for all the natives, for all the ascendants, is it's a final goodbye. and quite a journey that ends over there. Whichever planet you have, if you have a planet in Uttar Bhadrapada, will deliver the results, which is the ultimate for the next 30 years to come. And I mean, you will not be visiting that area after Saturn crosses over Uttar Bhadrapada. If you have a Saturn Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyanta Dasha, and planet with Saturn cross, the results will be very profound, and mostly the results will ask you to live up to the expectation of how this nakshatra is. That is mainly a final goodbye, a saying, a giving up on that thing for a greater cause. Revati is a brilliant nakshatra. When Saturn will be transiting Revati this year, June, July, August, September, 4 months. Next year, it is more profound for Revati, but this year you'll get a taste. Like Jupiter now is transiting Cancer in Punarvasu, as Jupiter goes in next year, that will be the final game changer. But definitely this is the trailer this month that you're getting when Jupiter is already transiting Punarvasu in Cancer, the last pada. Now, same thing will happen with Saturn when it goes into Revati Nakshatra, June, July, August, September. Something it will make you understand. If you have prominent planets over there, Lagna, Moon, Sun, anything, ascendant, or any planet. Suppose you have a Mars in Revati, the Karaka Tattva of the planets, Mars is land, brother, some kind of solving, resolution, giving up. That will be the theme which will play, but not totally in this year 2026. It will play totally in 2027. So that is a point which you can mark at this point of time when Saturn crosses Revati for just 4 months. Now that is Saturn for you. Totally the whole year, this planet will be posited in Pisces and crossing the degrees a little faster than its original speed. So it rushes back and becomes retrograde also. But it will give its full-fledged result this year, definitely. Because next year it will cross Revati and go to Ashwini. So Saturn, I'll talk about as for each ascendant, what kind of result it will, but results are not, I cannot say it's a very good result. Spiritually, yes. Materialistically, it can bring it can bring, if you're a giver, it will give you back, definitely. Revati is that kind of a place where you give first, then you get in return, and lots in return. So that's how Saturn pans out. Now, the next big planet is definitely Jupiter. Jupiter starts in retrogression in this year, January 2026, and till the 11th of March, it will be retrograde. Then it will go direct in Punarvasu, and it will be crossing over to its exaltation point 1st, 2nd June. So January, February, March, April, May, a theme of, as you know, a retrograde, looking back, finishing up the tasks that had been assigned to Gemini. Jupiter, wherever it goes in its transit, it raises the consciousness. Suppose if Cancer, once Jupiter goes to Cancer, which is its brilliant sign of exaltation, it will raise the consciousness to come in contact with the spiritual, the long distance journeys, the mother, the motherland, the understanding higher good. Now, whether you follow it or not, that is totally dependent on the dasha. That is why transits are consciousness raising things. It is not directly totally result giving. That is why every astrologer, most of the astrologers will tell you that transits do not matter so much. That is the reason, because the dasha, especially the antardasha, which is that 1 year phase or 1.5 year or 2 years, it will give you the main result that it has to deliver. Transits will just raise the consciousness. Now, whether you go towards that, some amount of free will is also there, no doubt about that. So Now Jupiter will pan out from January to May. It is going to go retrograde from January. It will begin this from November only. It will begin the retrogression until the first week of March. So that retrogression, January, February, totally you are getting. Then March, April, May, direct Jupiter, and lot of tasks will be finished in the Gemini area wherever it is. And these are short distance journey, publicity, name, fame, things like that, with your brothers, with siblings, small issues resolved, all those things will be done by Jupiter crossing over to Cancer. And Jupiter stays in Cancer till the end of October. Now again, because it's a fast speed moving Jupiter, so it is June, July, August, September, October, 5 months Jupiter staying in Cancer. November, December, January 2027, it will be in Leo. It will be in Leo with Mars. So that is a very big transit coming out. Jupiter, Mars together in Leo, which I'll talk later. It is one of the highlights. So this year has certain highlights. I'll talk about that. Whatever. Now Jupiter in 5 months, it will be crossing Cancer. And it will go to Leo, again come back. So wherever Cancer is there in your horoscope, some big event is waiting to happen, because it is a very fast moving Jupiter. The event should be good for most of the ascendants and moon sign. Saturn will be in Trikon, so both are supporting. Any planet transiting in Trikon is a big thing. Actually, it supports the other planets, whatever agenda that planet is having. So Saturn, Jupiter here will be supporting each other this year, so that some kind of fructification of events in that trine of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces happens, which is very, very profound this year, very, very profound. So that will happen, and most of the time it will give blessings. It will raise your consciousness towards some good things, definitely, because Cancer is a very good sign of Jupiter. Now, last but not the least, Rahu Ketu changes signs this year. It will first change its, just let me look into the dates. Rahu will change, so January to July, Rahu will be in Shatabisha. So Rahu's own nakshatra, it is transiting this November only, 2025. Till July month, it will be in Shatabhishak. Lot of events are here to happen, because Rahu is very, very comfortable, own sign Shatabhishak. Results are not very smooth, because Rahu behaves a little bit erratic, especially its own nakshatra. It will take the liberty of that. Sudden results it will be gearing up to give. That is Shatabhishak for you. Wherever it falls, it will bring sudden changes, and definitely some foreign related changes, some foreign people entering your life, different kind of things. I'll discuss that with each ascendant. August to December, it will be in Dhanishta, and it will cross over. Rahu Ketu will change sign first week of December. I think December 5th roughly. Rahu will go into Capricorn, Ketu will go into Cancer. Now Cancer, Capricorn becomes very, very prominent wherever it is from Leo. And so that is actually the end of the year, like next year, this time, end of November, beginning of December. But Rahu will have a profound impact in Shatabhisham. But the results are very research oriented. The results are scientific. Here Rahu is very innovative. Here AI will boom. Lot of things in your life will happen wherever Shatabhisha, because it fully falls in Aquarius, Rahu's own sign. Desire fulfillment also can happen suddenly regarding the area, whether if you have a Rahu Dasha, Pratyantar Antardasha running, that is also there. Ketu will be in Purva Falguni till March, and then April to November it will complete its journey into Magha and then go into Aslesha. So Ketu has this. I will Purva Falguni already I have done. Magha and Aslesha. Magha is obviously Ketu's own nakshatra. From April to end of the year, November, again this time next year, Ketu will be in Magha. Very, very profound results. So see, every planet, this is the thing. I have put up the screenshot. Please take it, because so that you have an idea at what point of time the planets are giving what kind of result. So see, the results are, as I told you, that now let me sum it up, the whole thing. Saturn being in Uttar Bhadrapada, its own nakshatra, most of the time in 2026. Jupiter will be in exaltation and trine to Saturn. Both are gearing up together to give some kind of a result which is very profound, and depends on which part of the horoscope it is happening. Your dasha antardasha definitely will govern that. Rahu will be known nakshatra for a long time till July, January to July. The results will be very, very noticeable results, especially if you have a dasha running for Rahu. And then Ketu from April to November will be in Magha, which is also very, very, very important and strong position of Ketu. Problem with Rahu Ketu is one, that because Rahu Ketu transits from the higher end to the lower end of the degrees, once the because we don't understand what we are doing with Rahu Ketu. This is again and again I've felt that with Rahu Ketu. By the time it reaches the end, we understand, okay, this was the lesson that needs to be learned with this, the transit of Rahu Ketu. That is a little bit of issue with Rahu Ketu transit that I at least always felt, because it is actually coming from the higher degree to the lower degree, making you understand. First, it is making you do the things, and unknowingly you are doing it at that area. Later, you're realizing why you did it. Now, because it has come to the end of the transit. But apart from that, because Rahu Ketu will change sign last month, definitely. But apart from that, two big things will happen this year. Now, that will happen exactly towards the later half of the year. Venus will go retrograde in Virgo, Libra. It will stay for a very long time in Virgo and Libra, September, October, November, December, because in 2 years Venus goes once retrograde. So it will have, because in its own sign, it is in own Mool Trikon, it is going retrograde wherever Libra, Virgo falls. And if you have a Venus Antardasha Pratantar, obviously again you'll get a very solid result. So all the planets, though it is the year of the sun, but all the planets are so gearing up. And last but not the least, again Mars will have a big transit from September onwards in Cancer and Leo. Like 2024, it started its journey in Cancer, Leo, back to Gemini and Cancer. This time it is mostly Leo and Cancer. Both are getting affected. And that is why, see, when it is the year of the sun and Mars is going into Cancer, when Jupiter is there, it is getting a Nij Bhanga over there, with Jupiter being in Cancer when Mars reaches there in September. Both of them cross over to Leo in the month of November when Ketu is still there. So there will be a conjunction of Mars, Jupiter, Ketu in Leo in Magha Nakshatra. This will happen in the month of November. Then Ketu comes back to Cancer Aslesha, and Mars and Jupiter will still be there for nearly 2 more months, December, January 2027. So it's a very interesting year, and 4 solar eclipses are also there. I'm not talking about that immediately, but this is a very different year that we are going into. Now, you may say that already 2025 has shown a lot of things, and certain things were definitely not pleasurable, other than, in this time whenever planets conjure up to say something, that Mars was in Scorpio, is in Scorpio, and Jupiter in exaltation, and also Saturn in Pisces, this Trikon. Mars very prominent, aspected by Jupiter. Indians women team won the World Cup in 2025. It's a great news, a great thing for India happened. So these kind of transits, they bring out the best or the worst, both can happen at the same time. So having said that, it's a total complicated amalgamation, quite a complicated year, not doubt about that. But still, I believe in positivity. I believe that something will come out of the year which will be helpful for the year ahead, which is not less complicated, that Saturn will go into the Gandanta of Revati and Ashwini back and forth. So anyway, let us start with each ascendant and let's see how 2026 pans out for us, which I suppose will be a year of sun, a lot of turmoil in the political things and power struggles and all these things. So let's see what each ascendant has for the year 2026. Hello, Leo. Let us talk about the year 2026, what it has in store for you. So this can be seen for Leo ascendant and moon both, but definitely because I do the readings mainly ascendant wise, they represent the physical changes around us. Moon represent mainly the mind. But definitely this will be valid for both, more for the ascendant, no doubt. Now here, see, first and foremost, we have to talk about the Dhaya, because Leo is having a Ketu on the Lagna. As if that was not enough, Saturn has also started his Dhaya from this year, 2025 April. Now this continues for the next year also. So the process of Saturn's Dhaya is unwanted things lingers in your life, which you want to get out of. The main theme is that you want to get out of a situation or a place or relationship or something which keeps on lingering for a long time, because the planet is slow and it tests the patience a lot. Though, because sixth lord here is going into the eighth house, sixth and seventh. Now, when a sixth lord going into the eighth, it creates a yoga like that, though you will have people who gives a bothersome atmosphere around you, but ultimately you will come to beating them. I mean, getting over those things and concentrate on the parts of life that is very important. Look after your health, that is very, very important. Now, Saturn testing the patience over there, your monetary things mainly, there can be a lot of expenses, as Saturn will be in the 8th house whole year, and Jupiter will also join this trine from June 2nd, 2nd June 2026. So as please look into the preface of the video, although I'm giving the I'll give the transits here also, but Jupiter from the beginning, it will be in retrogression from January in your 11th house, and it will continue its journey in the 11th house Punarvasu Nakshatra of Gemini till May month. Till then, it is having it is giving you more abundance, definitely. But now, the thing is that Saturn being in 8th, and when Jupiter joins in the trine in the 12th house, there can be some foreign connections. There can be, if somebody is wanting to go and land up in foreign destinations, maybe for studies, maybe for upgradation, maybe just going for the purpose of whatever, foreign things become very, very prominent over here, because Ketu is also on the Lagna. So the theme is very, very fast this year. It can go from one extreme to the other, and it is not easy to sum it up all together. So that's why I have maintained a month-wise analysis, so that every month you go and check. You can keep a screenshot of that, and what is happening for every month for your ascendant, and how the planets are, giving the results in whichever areas they are. So let us start with the January month over here. In the month of January, it is a good month in the sense that Mars and Venus will start in the January month as it begins. Jupiter is retrograde in your 11th house, and Mars and Venus will be in your 5th house, aspected by Jupiter. Now here the condition is good, as Mars is your 4th lord and Venus is your 10th lord, or Mars is your 9th and 10th conjunction with Jupiter aspect, it is a good yoga actually, and you will be able to get the best out of it in much activities, in sports activities, in your your creativity will be very high at this point of time. You'll feel very energized, as Sun will also be in Sagittarius at this point of time. I'm talking about from first 15 days of January. Now, as January progresses, what will happen is that Mars, Venus, Sun all will come into the 6th house, and it will be in 6-8 to Jupiter. Jupiter will not be able to aspect it. So the competition will rise at this point of time. Maybe competition for job, maybe for anything, for studies, because January month many kind of competitive exams are also there. And because I deal with students, JEE mains starts in month of January. So all these many kind of things, competition is there. So if you're a Leo ascendant writing an exam and all, this can help you definitely. But you understand that when the Bhagya Lord come into competition, the 9th Lord with the 10th Lord and the Lagna Lord, 3 conjunct for the rest of from 13th of January towards the end of January, in your 6th house, there is a lot of, vitality is there, but Rogrin Shatru will also be part of your thing. So I cannot say it's a bad month. No, it's not that. But then you have to live up to how the month wants you to be. Put in your best so that you are maintained in the competition. Any challenges come, you're willing to take it. Now over here, if you're applying for a loan, that can also happen. It may take a bit of time. When Jupiter goes into the 12th, that can fructify better. So these things happens, and January is not a bad month at all. It is good, and 15 days, first to 15 is really good. After 15 to 30th, 31st is also good, but more competitiveness in that. February month, what happens is that Mars is still in the 6th house, and Venus and Rahu Venus joins Rahu in the 7th house. Now over here, there can see for business and development, and if you are in contact with public and all, it is good, especially business. Venus Rahu combination in the Aquarius sign, which is a great thing actually. It's a great thing. Business wise, it is really great, and aspected by Jupiter, which is a great thing happening in the 7th house. Apart from, see, Saturn is always there in the 8th house. So whatever I'm talking, Dhaya is there with you, and Ketu is there on the Lagna. It is challenging you all the time, but still there are months which is more difficult than the other. Accordingly, I have generalized in that way. So February month is also good. Sun will also move into the 7th house. As Sun will go with Rahu in the 7th, that will be later. That will be the later part of February. First, there will be a Venus and Rahu conjunction. It can give you wealth from the partner. Even the partner can also become very famous and get amount of wealth from foreign lands or from business, or the business flourish and new ideas. This is Venus Rahu. Other than, if you get distorted with your relationships, I do not talk much about that. That is your consciousness, how you use the transit. So for me, what I feel is important, that is the more positive way how we can look into a horoscope and the transits and dashas. Otherwise, negativity is always there. So over here, one thing you have to understand, only the later half of February, when Rahu comes in contact with Sun, your ego may suddenly boost up due to a thing. It happens because Sun, this is the year of the Sun also. But you have to keep yourself a little bit sorted and calm at this point of time, because Sun will move towards Saturn later, and Ashtam Shani is waiting to make a life miserable if you go beyond the limits. So that has to be understood. Otherwise, February is a good month to go, and there could be a lot of progress, as Mars will be still in the 6th house. Now March month comes. March month is not a good month because there is a Mars Rahu combination in the seventh house, Mars and Rahu totally hits up the environment. Do not go with a conflict in your relationship, because it may happen then the month of March your partner is also very busy and caught up with a lot of things. It can give a lot of heat element, and Mars is heat and Rahu is the smoky thing that flares up. So please keep a cool sorted thing, because March also, what happens is that after 15th of March Sun goes and joins with Saturn, and Venus also is there. So in the 8th house you have Sun, Venus, Saturn, which is not good, which can lead to extra expenses, which can give some health troubles. Your because Mars Rahu in the 7th can also give up some health challenges, can bring that for you. So this March month is not a very good and promising month for you, Leo. You have to be going with a very cautious mode, and you must understand which is not good, it is not good. I cannot make it good, nobody can. So that is the reason, because Ketu is on the Lagna, Mars is aspecting the Lagna, Sun is in the fist with Saturn, fidgeting, whatever you call it, planetary fidgets or planetary disagreements. This is not a month where you take major decisions. You just keep a status quo and go with the month, because Jupiter is still in the 11th. Monetary flow will be good and all that, but then you have to you cannot take a decision at this month of March. It should be avoided. April month is again a difficult month, because you will have a Mars and Saturn conjunction now in the 8th house. Sun will move later half into Aries, which is good. Health may feel better than the last month when Sun was with Mars. Sun Venus will be in the 9th house in Aries. Some beginning, some betterment will be there, but still Mars and Saturn, as you know, they are tooth and nail with each other. And Ketu being on the Lagna, what happens is that it's a sudden thing and you flare up and there is no end to it. So this month also it is difficult. Health wise it can feel bad, mentally it can feel a little low, or you do not feel too energetic, too optimistic. You may feel, or you may get roadblocks everywhere. These things happen when Mars, because it is your Bhagya Lord, it is transiting 12th from the 9th house, Mars, and with Saturn. So it is not good from from any perspective. Though Sun reaches Aries after 15th of April, but still there is nothing much that you will be able to do this month, barring the thing that you keep yourself in a positivity way and do not rub in the wrong way with people. That is a thing. If suppose you are going for a foreign destination or any foreign thing or travel or monetary things, certain money can go waste at this kind of things. And also father's health may not be very good, and people can come into your life though who are challenging. You have to deal with them. That kind of bitterness is seen in the month of April. May month is a relief with Sun and Mars in the 9th house. Many new beginnings. Definitely there is some kind of a new beginning that is waiting to happen in the May of month, which is a very good promised month. And Venus also will be in Taurus at that point of time. So 9th Lord in the 9th house with the Lagna Lord, 10th Lord in the 10th house. Great month. See, this is how, and Jupiter in the 11th, 9th, 10th, 11th filled with planets. This is how astrology helps us. This is a month where you can start things, where you can take decisions, where now you can unleash your power. But again, Ashtam Shani is there. Ketu is there on the Lagna. From the month of April, Ketu will start transiting Magha Nakshatra. So do not get possessed by pride, ego, which should be under the control, because see, good things come and go. And then later, in good times, if we behave in certain ways which are not appropriate, it can create issues later. If you want to go for higher studies, if you want to begin some journey, some change of place, some wherever life takes you, this can be a great new beginning. Very few time it happens that Mars and Sun come together in Aries, and Aries is that amount of energy which requires you to move forward. That is the direction. So nothing to complain about the May month. It is about new beginnings. June is also a very good month because Venus will be in the your 10th lord will be in the 11th house. Sun and Mars will be in the 10th house. It is a very good thing to happen. Jupiter goes into the 12th house in trines with Saturn in the month of June. Look into your expenses. Do not overspend. You can feel suddenly very confident with Mars and Sun in the 10th house. Your profession can give you some more work, more responsibilities, recognition, journeys. It's a very good thing. I mean, there can be a plethora of things on your plate at this point of time, especially in the month of May and June. These are really good months for you. So I'm also looking forward to that. But definitely these kind of situations, these kind of transits, they give a boost to your performance, which maybe you have been trying for long, to get a promotion, to get a betterment in your salary, to convince your boss to better grades in your competitive thing. But these are not very lovey-dovey transits. So because obviously the 9th, 10th, 11th house, these houses are karma, work oriented, and I feel as because that kind of a mentality I have, I speak more about that, less about the Venusian factors, but definitely that is because, see, when it's Ashtam Shani and Ketu on the Lagna, relationships are not in a very good condition for Leo people. So when one point of the thing is not working for you, you have to find some kind of better positivity in some other place. That is very important to keep the show going. Everything cannot go right in Ashtam Shani, especially with the relation part of it. But then the month of May and June is very good for you, Leo. So half of the year 2026 goes in this way. Now, July, your finances are good as Mars is still in 10th and Mercury will be in the 11th house. Sun joins Jupiter in the 12th, and Jupiter combustion actually happens in the month of July. But still, you're working very hard. Your finances are good, and these things are good. It is a good financial month. And Venus, I think it at this point of time also will be in the 12th with Jupiter, and there will be expenses, but at the same time you will be able to generate wealth also. So this is also a financially, some decisions will be taken, a good month for financial issues, for meeting certain problems can be there, health related, like Sun going into the 12th house and Saturn in the 8th house. Some health checkups can happen. These things can be there, but still Mars being posited in the 10th house and Mercury in the 11th house will give you a edge, and it will be better. Actually, it is a good month financially, definitely. Now comes August. Mars will be in the 11th, Sun on the Lagna, Venus will come into the 2nd house. Again, this is a very good month actually. Now it is totally, I can tell, a very financially giving and uplifting month. Professionally good. Health wise, little bit care you now also you have to take, because Ketu is in Magha and Sun will immediately cross the Gandanta and will be meeting Ketu over there. So that needs a little bit of check. But otherwise, Sun on the Lagna with Ketu sometimes can give sudden recognition also. Venus in the 2nd house, though debilitated, it brings money. Mars in the 11th house, that is also good. Jupiter in the 12th, but it will give you also one thing. It is not all about expenses for Jupiter in the 12th. It will give you an acumen how to go about, saving your finances. Because as I told in the beginning of the video, also preface of this video, that Jupiter's transit is always a very consciousness rising transit, so it will give you that kind of a thing also this year. How to, diversify your investments, or how to put your money more into proper things, or how to not spend much that you want to spend. So like that, it is not a bad transit definitely, but it's a spiritually more uplifting transit, giving you certain Jupiter in the 12th house. So August month is a good month to go, definitely. September, Mars plus Jupiter sees a conjunction in the 12th. Sun plus Mercury in the second house, and Venus will come into his house, third house, its own Mool Trikon sign. Now here, though Mars looks debilitated in the 12th house, but it is having a Neej Bhanga from Jupiter. Jupiter is exalted, Mars is debilitated. Some initial issues can happen with this Mars in the 12th house, but definitely the Neej Bhanga will give you better, definitely better results. There is no doubt about that. Sun Mercury in the second is very good, and Venus also takes new initiations, helping others. Philanthropic thing, taking to long distance journeys that are like spiritually uplifting, going to this is a very good time to visit any kind of a place, any religion you follow. You go to a place for great pilgrimage. This is a great time. Mars Nicha with Jupiter Ucha in the 12th house. So even September also, I find it is a good time for Leo, September. Then comes October. October is a bit of a struggle as Sun goes into debility. Now, what happens whenever Sun is going into debilitation, it is losing its power. And obviously, because it is losing its power, Saturn is in 6-8 to Sun in the month of October. Sun is Nicha. You can have some problems with people. People may throw tantrums at you. You will feel very irritated with Ketu being in Magha Nakshatra and Mars and Jupiter in the 12th house. You can go into seclusion. You don't feel like talking to people. It is kind of a power struggle from the mid of October to the mid of November next year. So that can happen whenever Saturn is in the 8th house, and then Sun is going into debilitation, 12th house or the 6th house, or the, for that matter, 8th conjunction with Saturn. These four positions needs to be understood that you have to maintain a proper health at that point of time. Your patience can be highly tested. Things may not happen in one attempt, 2-3 attempts needed at that point of time, and people can roughly behave with you or give you certain things which is not needed. So these are the four positions next year also, because Saturn will be in 8th when Sun is reaching 12th house. Health is very important. In debilitation, 3rd house, very important. In the 6th house, very important. And when Sun is joining with Saturn in the 8th house, these four positions are sensitive for Sun as Saturn is sitting in the 8th house. Okay, so these needs to be taken a proper care. Now comes the month of November. November is a good and giving month. Mars, Jupiter, Ketu on the Lagna, and Sun comes into Kendra in Scorpio. Now, this is a very important thing that is happening with 3 important planets in Magha. This, if you're running a dasha, I can tell you, which is good, and performance-wise, it will just boost your performance. It will just. Ketu may just give you the last moment Midas touch and go to Aslesha in the month of December, your 12th house. This is a really great transit actually, with the 5th Lord, 9th Lord joining Ketu, which is also the 4th co-Lord, and Sun, it is kind of a sign exchange. Sun will be in Scorpio and Ketu will be in the sign of Sun in Magha Nakshatra. This is a battle, that some kind of a battle is won in your life. See, I'll talk about this transit when it happens. That is quite late next November. But I couldn't help but see that kind of a transit is happening. and it can really be a game changer for you. So that is why Leo ascendants and moon needs to be very careful and cautious in every month of the year, so that you don't miss the opportunities. And lastly, in the month of December, when Sun goes into Sagittarius and Ketu goes into Aslesha, your 12th house, and there's still Jupiter, Mars is on the Lagna. You see, again, Jupiter and Mars is in Trikon with Sun in Sagittarius. Again, it's a parivartana. Jupiter in Leo and Sun in Sagittarius in the month of December, though this December has not arrived. But still, when I see these kind of things, the planetary movements, when they happen, whether in a good way also it gives you, and in a bad way also it troubles you. Both. That is the the greatness of astrology is that we find both ways over here, and that's why this subject becomes so interesting, and we just try to decipher the things in certain way. But Leo, overall it is not a bad year. I cannot say it's a bad year, and neither I can say it's a very good year. But see, it's not average also, it is good. But to make it very good, you have to work hard, because first and foremost, the planets, the faster moving planets are doing good, especially Mars movement from May onwards in the 9th house, 10th house, 11th house, 12th house also, because it's getting a Neej Bhanga from Jupiter. And then on the Lagna, and long length it will be in Leo till April 2027. I'll talk about that later. But when these kind of things happen, there is an opportunity waiting for you to come. So do not take, there are 5-6 points that I wanted to say. First point is that when Sun will not be in power in the 12th house, opposition to Saturn, in debilitation in the 6th house, in the 8th house, you have to maintain your health and calmness very much, because Ketu is on the Lagna. Now, second is that Rahu Ketu will only change its axis in the month of December, first week of December 2026. You'll get much relief from there, because Ketu's position on the Lagna is quite demanding and asks for renunciation and going away from just moving out of the crowd. So that demands a lot, which is not easy to have Ketu transit on the Lagna. And if you have in your natal chart, you can have name fame, but it's not an easy life, definitely. Then the third is that because Mars position is exceedingly becoming good, barring Mars and Rahu combination, as I think you've taken the screenshot, in the 7th, and Mars and Saturn in the 8th house, these two positions, Mars is getting a better transit for you. So you have to wait for the opportunities and grab it at the right moment. And also, these are the three main things. Now, the fourth thing is that Jupiter, though it goes into the 12th house, but it'll give you the rays of consciousness, what spiritually, what to do with your, expenses. Foreign land things are favored, a lot of these things will happen, and you can also in solitariness go for some studies, which is a very, very profound thing for Jupiter aspecting the 4th house and the 8th house in trines with Saturn, definitely. And last but not the least, your 10th lord Venus is going retrograde this year in Virgo and Libra, September, October, November, December. So your 10th lord is also making an overhaul this year. I'll talk about that because it is coming in the later half of the year. There are 5 salient points that is taken away from this video of 2026. So hope I'm able to give, justify what I'm trying to say, because there are so many things in 2026. There are 4 solar eclipses also, which also needs a caution, but at that point of time I'll be talking about them. So here I'm just giving the overall thing, which in itself is not very easy. It's complicated. That's why I've written it down. Please keep it for yourself for the whole year, so that it will help you in some way or the other. So I hope I am able to deliver in my excitement, whatever I wanted to say. Hope I didn't miss out a point. Okay, let's whenever the transits will happen, every month I'll give a detail. Every month will be very interesting this year. And so for now, I put a break to my video, and hope this year gives you a lot of prominent things sail with the bad ones until the good ones arrives. This is my thing. So Om Namah Shivaya, friends. Take care, all of you. Till the next video. Bye bye.